Hey, my name is Christopher Gutierrez, but you can call me Chris. I'm from Pikeville, Kentucky, and grew up in the city, but later in my life moved out of it, but I stayed in the Pike County area. I was originally born in Cartersville, Georgia, but my family moved when I was 3, so I don't remember much about it. Fun fact about me is that I do tarot card readings. Well, I say I do readings, but I'm still very much learning how they work and the meanings the cards hold. I don't believe much in fortune telling. I believe everyone controls what happens in their life, and the cards are just a tool to help you through your life. They don't tell the future, they just show possible futures and how you can either avoid or make them possible, depending on the meaning. Anyway, I lived in Pikeville for most of my life before, and sorry to drop a bomb on you. My mother passed away 3 years ago. My father left really early in my life, so there wasn't really any other place to go. Anyway, I went into foster care for a month or so before, by some twist of fate, the man who drove my school bus the entirety of my elementary and half of high school adopted me and my sisters, so I spent my last 2 years of high school living comfortably. Well, not at school. The people at my new school made my life a living hell, but at home I lived comfortably. I went to Pikeville High for my first 2 years and Pike County Central High for my last 2. I love music. I love listening to it, playing it, rarely writing it, just about everything about it. My friend got me into music in the 3rd grade. Bands like AC/DC, Queen, and the Beatles really introduced me to music. Throughout my life, music has always been there for me, through good times and often bad times. If you see me around campus, you'll notice I always have earbuds in. Those stay on me wherever I go. Although classic rock was my introduction to music, my favorite genre is hip-hop or rap, specifically older hip-hop, but I've recently branched out to modern rock artists like Kendrick Lamar, Future, 21 Savage, and please don't quote me for this, DaBaby. I also enjoy video games, but usually stick to story-driven games because I suck at online games and I get mad too easily. The reason I've decided to attend university is to pursue music education. My goal is to receive at least a bachelor's in music education and get a job as a music instructor. I prefer to be a vocal instructor. If possible, I'd like to be a music professor. The reason I'd like to pursue a music degree is because I'd like to share my love for music, and even if my students don't want to pursue music themselves, I'd like for them to appreciate music just as much as I do. So this was the story of my life and the reason I'm attending university today. I'd like to apologize for ruining the move of my sob story, but at the end of the day, we've all got sob stories. Some of us just aren't comfortable sharing them. If I seem nonchalant about the worst parts of my childhood and the death of my mother, know that it isn't because I'm indifferent. I love my mother. I love her. I've just found the best way to cope with everything is comedy and making light of it. I know that sounds bad, but that's just how I cope with things. It's always how I've coped with things. In spite of my past, it's just that, the past. From this point, the only thing I can do is look forward and focus on meeting my goals. It's what my mom would have wanted. I'll leave you with a quote from one of my favorite rappers, Kendrick Lamar. I've learned, when I look in the mirror and tell my story, that I should be myself and not peep what everybody else is doing. So that's exactly what I did. Thank you for listening to me, and I wish you all the best.